listening to The Informed Traveler on News Talk 770. I'm Randy Sharman. We had an email from a listener a while back regarding the time it takes to pick up your rental car at the kiosk. So they were wondering if there's a way to speed up the process. So we brought back one of our regular guests, Todd Romaine from IHateTaxis.com. There's a whole section on renting a vehicle on their website. So good morning, Todd.
Morning.
So here's the dilemma. You're waiting in line to pick up your rental vehicle, and it's taking forever and ever. I'm sure we've all been there. What would be some of the causes of that, and what are some of the solutions in your mind?
Well, I think it's a common problem throughout the world. I don't think it's constrained just to one particular airport location. I think there's a couple things you can do. It depends on where you're flying to. I think at a major airport there you have planes landing all the time there, so I don't think where you sit on a plane makes a difference. But for smaller airports out there, if you're flying to a small location there, they usually have a few airplanes landing at a given time, and so you want to ideally sit towards near the front of the plane or an exit location. So when they deplane the plane, you're able to get out quickly with your bags and proceed to customs. Once you get to customs, the main thing is to have your passport, your visa, a copy of your travel itinerary, and any declarations ready to go. Then pick up your bags. Ideally, you have sort of elite status, so you can sort of make sure your bag comes off the carousel first, and then proceed to the car rental location. And I think it's very important that people have an understanding clearly of the airport layout before they actually fly in there, so they know exactly where to go to speed up the process. Now, of course, once you get to the car rental agency, and we've all been there, you sit in there for an hour sometimes waiting for it. So probably the best thing to do at this point is, and especially these larger rental car agencies like National, Avis, Budget, Hertz, they have this preferred membership thing, and so essentially you can go online to their website there, sign up for free, you get a card out of it, and so the next time you rent a car, you can simply go to their special line. It's almost like a business travel line, and you can speed up in front of everyone else there. They have all your paperwork ready to go, and essentially they just want to see your identification. Once they've seen your identification, they hand you the keys, and you're off to your car. Obviously, it's important at this point to ensure that they've met your special requirements. You may have a GPS that you wanted to include with your car rental, or a baby seat, what have you. So that's a good time to bring those rental items to ensure they're actually in your car, ready to go. There's also other options too. I mean, I find that if you're going to be waiting in line, make sure you're ready to go. Make sure you have a copy of your reservation, copy of sometimes they want to see your passport, your driver's license. It could be your domestic driver's license or your international driving permit. Make sure you're ready to go. So once you hit that lineup, they're ready to process you through. The other thing is sometimes if you're in a huge lineup there and you're all ready to go, but there's no special lineup there, you haven't signed up for a club membership, suggestively just go somewhere else in the airport, cool down, have a meal, exchange some money, and come back maybe an hour or so later. Maybe that time the line has diminished.
Relax
significantly.
A bit, perhaps.
Yeah, relax a bit. Obviously, sometimes peer pressure works, and I'm not trying to advocate this, but you can stare at the person counting pennies at the counter there. You can look at the ceiling constantly and shake your head. You can move around a lot to illustrate frustration. People sometimes pick up on these nonverbal cues, and it may encourage the traveler in front of you to move faster, or the agent at the counter to detect potential rebellion on the horizon and perhaps speed along the process. So those are just some ideas. I think if you really want to speed things up, go on to these car rental agencies, the major ones around the world, sign up for their free membership, and that should make your trip a little more expedient once you get out of the airport.
And I suppose, if we all have our documentation ready, if we're all doing the same thing, it would speed up everything, right? But, there's a few people out there maybe haven't rented a car in a long time, or they're, traveling with kids and they're holding things up. Not to blame them or anything, but things just happen. So your advice about just chill out for a little while,
Yeah, and I also think a lot of it is because at these rental agencies, they try to upsell insurance to people, so people are confused, and there's a lot of questions going back and forth, and that can obviously delay things. The agent is trying to make a commission, the traveler's trying to protect themselves from some kind of scam, so there's this back and forth, and that sometimes can eat up time. But again, go to the speed-up line, sign up for the membership. It's free. There's only one obligation. That's a budget. You have to rent from 6 times a year to be eligible for that membership. But every other agency that I contacted, it's free for anyone. So they're trying to encourage people to rent their car agency through that method.
Great advice. And there's some great advice on your website, too, is IHateTaxis.com. It's not all about taxis. It's about renting cars. Read the contract, inspect the car, those kinds of things. You did mention insurance. We're going to have you back just to talk about insurance, because that can be confusing, and that can take up a whole segment in itself, Todd.
It can, yeah. We definitely can talk about that in great detail.
I appreciate your time on this. Todd Romaine, IHateTaxis.com. Again, one of my favorite websites. Have a look if you're heading anywhere in the world. It'll give you some advice. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, Randy.
Coming up